I found out I went missing when I was 7. The problem is, I don't remember ever being missing. And according to the police report, I wasn't supposed to come back. Tinha 1:43 antes do meio-dia. I couldn't sleep. So I started scrolling through old missing persons cases from my hometown. Just mindless scrolling. Until I saw my face. Not similar. Not kind of close. Mini. 7 years old. Pink jacket. Crooked bangs. The small birthmark under my left eye. And under the photo it said, Shanna Miller. Missing since March 12th. Age at disappearance, 7. That was 15 years ago. But I'm 22. And I've lived in the same town my entire life. So how was I missing? I told myself it was a coincidence. Common name. Similar face. Small towns recycle stories. But then I saw the location. Oak Ridge Elementary School. That was my school. The street listed in the report. My street. And then I read the sentence that made my hands go cold. Lass, seen leaving school with an unidentified adult male. I never walked home alone. My mom always picked me up. Always. Except, there is one day from 2nd grade I can't remember. Rain. A substitute teacher. And someone else driving me home. At least, I thought it was home. The next morning, I drove to my parents' house without calling. My mom opened the door smiling. Until she saw my face. Hannah, what's wrong? I didn't answer. I just held up my phone. She didn't look confused. She looked terrified. My dad walked into the hallway. They locked eyes. And my mom whispered. I thought that was taken down. Taken down. Fakey. Not wrong. Taken down. They told me I was missing. For 48 hours. When I was 7, a man picked me up from school. He told the staff my mom had sent him. They believed him. They said he looked calm, trustworthy. They said I went with him willingly. That part hurt the most. I asked them why I don't remember. My dad said trauma can do that. Your brain protects you. Erases what it can't process. But when I requested the full police file, the truth was worse than I expected. The suspect wasn't unknown. He had a name. Ellison, age 34. Youth counselor. No prior record. Interviewed and released. Released. That didn't make sense. Why release a man who kidnapped a child? And then I saw the note. Child appeared calm in suspect's presence. No signs of distress. Calm. No distress. That wasn't how kidnapping reports usually read. Then I found the transcript from my interview. Officer, do you know this man? Me. He's my real dad. I read that line at least 10 times. He's my real dad. Why would I say that? Unless I believed it. I confronted my parents again. This time they didn't deny it. They didn't yell. They just looked tired. My mom finally said, "He told you he was your biological father." I looked at my dad. He didn't speak. He just stared at the floor. There had been family issues before I was born. Old conflicts. custody disputes, things I was never told. Mark wasn't a stranger. He was connected to us, Kama. And when I dug deeper, I found something that changed everything. Mark Ellison wasn't random. He was my mother's half-brother. My uncle. The one nobody talked about. The one my grandmother lost custody of decades ago. He grew up believing he was abandoned, believing the family chose my mother over him. When I was born, he reappeared. He said I was a second chance. He said blood mattered. He said I belonged with him. For 48 hours, he tried to prove it. The police didn't find me wandering alone. They found me sitting on a couch in his apartment, watching cartoons, eating cereal. No restraints, no locked doors. When officers tried to take me, I screamed, not because I was hurt, but because I didn't understand. To a 7-year-old, he wasn't a kidnapper. He was someone telling me a different story. And for 2 days, I believed him. My parents kept it quiet to protect me. No charges were filed. No court case reopened. They buried it, removed the report, hoped it would disappear. But nothing really disappears. It just waits. I thought finding that report would expose a crime. Instead, it exposed a fracture in my family. A war that started long before I was born. For 48 hours, I wasn't just missing. I was being rewritten, told a new version of who I was, who I belonged to. And sometimes I still wonder, if the police had come a day later, would I remember him differently? Would I have grown up believing another story? Would I have chosen him? The scariest part isn't that I was taken. It's that I almost stayed. And I never even knew. Until I found my own name in a missing persons report. That was never meant for me to see. Some families hide secrets. Mine tried to erase one. But the internet never forgets. And now neither can I.